So I got a new camera for filming videos and for traveling. I was previously, or I am filming right now, on a Nikon 1J2, but I just recently got this Rebel SL1, known in North America, otherwise known as the 100D outside of North America. So what it came with, the camera itself, I got the kit lens cap obviously, charger, battery that's in the camera, strap, instruction manual, and that's pretty much it. Maybe I think it has a CD with a PDF with all the functions for it. So I'll go over the camera really quickly. This review is aimed at beginners. I'm not going to go into all the feature sets of this camera. I'm just going to go into why I bought it and why it works for me. So it's got a nice small form factor. I really like that. It takes the same size lenses as the other Canon line cameras in the same family, I guess. It uses the EFS mount, and this lens is a 10 to 55 millimeter lens, and it has image stabilization. You can change it from autofocus to manual focus. The camera, battery, and SD card is all in one spot down on the bottom here. Has a really nice rubber grip in terms of ergonomics for holding on to it. However, it is a bit small, the camera, but that's why I wanted this camera. I don't really have the largest hands, and even I find holding on to this at times can be a little bit tricky. So if you had really big hands, your hands would be like that probably holding it. So that's something to keep in mind. But they market this as a smaller body camera, but uses the same size lenses as, say, the T5 or the T5i, and with very similar feature sets, I believe, to the T5i, maybe just less autofocus points. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but that's kind of some of the reading I've done on it, the research. So it also came with a camera strap. I don't really like using that. I have this strap here just in case it falls out of my hand, I can catch it, but I won't get into that too much. So it has an external mic port, a port for remote shutter, so you can do time lapses, all that good stuff. Audio video out, that's digital, and an HDMI port, mini HDMI. So that's all in there. Lens cap, obviously. That's kind of nice. So turn it on. There's a nice switch here, which allows you to take it from off on in video, just like that. And then it's got the wheel, of course. This is my first experience with a digital SLR. From going from a mirrorless or a point and shoot to something like this is a real step up for me. But for you, it might not be the case. But if you're watching this video, you're probably at an entry level like me anyway. There's lots of other reviews out there, so you can check out what they think of the image quality and all that. I find for me the image quality is great. I'll post a few maybe at the end of this video, just some stuff I've taken. But so for me, the big thing is the video is really nice on this. It's a real step up. So what this camera gives you is some preset settings for taking pictures. Taking video, you have to be in one of these 4 settings, I believe, P, TV, A, V, M, in order for it to take video. I could be wrong on that. I think it'll work on every mode. It's just that only manual gives you the actual ability to change any of the settings, like the f-stop, the shutter speed. Which brings me to the next point. It has all of your manual modes to change shutter speed, aperture, and full manual, which allows you to change everything. It's got this button here that lets you change it from the viewfinder to the live view, and what I really like about that is that it's a touch screen and allows you to focus by touching the screen here. You can also change the way the focusing mode, but I'm not too familiar with that. I won't get into that. I just get into how, like, if you focus on something, it'll track. So that's really nice. That's really cool as I do that. The other thing is that because you can change it to a manual focus on here, it's really nice that I can focus with this ring here. So that's really a nice feature. I've never had that before in a camera. So, and as soon as you say push the button, it takes a picture. So that's really nice. So the touchscreen allows you to do everything. It allows me to change the shutter speed here, and I can do it by touch. Just make sure I'm focused. I can do it by touch here, and it changes in real time what it looks like on the screen, so that's really cool. So you can tell if you're overexposed, underexposed, to a fairly accurate degree. Then I can change my aperture here, my f-stop, so I can move it all the way from 3.5 for this lens to 22, depending on if you're zoomed in and out, of course. And then I can also change the ISO speed here. And all of these can be changed by touch, or it can be changed with the wheel up here. So the little wheel here, so you don't have to touch the screen. Or if you just need to make a little bit more granular adjustment, you can use the wheel. And there's also an ISO button right on the top here as well, which is kind of nice. Video-wise, again, in manual mode, you can change all of this. It can go all the way down to a 30 shutter speed, and here you can change your f-stop, so you can change all of that in manual mode for the video, so that's kind of nice too. Now you can review images, obviously. The menu button again is all touch. Once you get into the menu, it's all touch screen. There's this quick menu here for when you're in your whatever shooting mode you're in. You can change everything really quickly here. You can change the size of the images that you're capturing. It allows you to change your white balance, you know, all that good stuff. You know, run the timer, the auto timer, and stuff like that. So, other than that, that's kind of why I got this camera. I really like the feature set in it. The ergonomics are good for me because I have smaller hands. You'd probably be shooting it more like that anyway. Yeah, so far my impressions of this camera is I really enjoy it. Of course, for me, for a beginner, anything is a step up. However, the price point of this is a little bit cheaper than, say, the 5 Ti, with a similar feature set from what I've read. So that's kind of my impressions from a beginner's point of view. And thanks for watching. This is just kind of a quick and dirty review of this. There's all kinds of other reviews out there I encourage you to check out on this camera if you're really interested in it. But those were kind of the highlight points for me, why I really like this camera and why I got it.